Welcome back, everyone, here to Bronx Talks. Today, we are going to be giving you a Yankees 2024 lineup preview. Obviously, the Yankees brought in some new sluggers this offseason, bringing in Juan Soto, Alex Verdugo, balance out that lineup. The lineup's going to look a lot more fresh, a lot more balanced this season. It's going to be very exciting to see. We have some young players like Austin Wells going to be in the lineup a bunch, platooning with Trevino. So it's going to look a lot different than it has in years prior, and it's very, very exciting to see. But Christian, who do you got leading off for the Yankees in 2024?
So it's going to be DJ LeMahieu to start it off. Boone has said that. We all agree. DJ LeMahieu, when he's right, is everything you want from a leadoff hitter. And the second half of last year, he kind of started to return to his old form. He wasn't necessarily hitting for his high average, but the on base percentage was right there. He's walking a ton. So, we're going to see how this season goes. I mean, this is kind of a make or break year for LeMahieu, but if he's able to do what he's done in past year with the Yankees, then yeah, he's going to be a great leadoff hitter.
Yeah, absolutely. Setting the tone, paving the way for Soto and Judge and the big boys that follow. Batting second, Christian, it looks like it's going to be Juan Soto. There was some talk about Judge and, Soto potentially, who's going to bat second, who's going to bat third. The way we've seen it in spring training, and Boone said it as well, it looks like it's going to be Juan Soto in that two hole, and it's perfect. Juan Soto gets on base a ton for Aaron Judge. You could get a first and second action going on there with DJ setting the tone at the top. Soto is going to be perfect in that two hole. He's going to have great at bats. Aaron Judge is going to be able to see a lot of pitches when he's on deck. And it just seems like a match made in heaven. It seems perfect for Juan Soto at the two hole. It works good for him, and it certainly works good for the Yankees as well.
Yeah. And then batting three, you have Aaron Judge, who has a little bit more power than Juan Soto. And, ideally, if LeMahieu and Soto are getting on base a ton, that is just more and more RBIs for Judge. So I think that dynamic is going to work well. Judge also provides protection for Juan Soto. And Juan Soto, with how good his eye is, and the fact that he's going to get even more strikes with Judge being behind him is just dangerous. So I think this dynamic is going to work very well. I think if you flip flop them, it doesn't change a ton, but I think it at least makes sense to start off with Soto and then Judge. And then batting four is going to be Anthony Rizzo. And what's nice about this is you're going righty, lefty, righty, lefty. How many times have we seen that in past years from Yankees teams? Very little. And, Anthony Rizzo, I think some people are discounting what he can do for this team, as he has been a pretty good hitter in pinstripes. And even last year, I mean, he was having a very good season up until his concussion. So I think if Rizzo is back and healthy, which it seems like he is, I think we can get a lot of production out of him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw it the first half. We saw what he did in 2022. I mean, Anthony Rizzo, when he's going good, it's perfect for the Yankees, and him and Judge are a really good combo. Adding Juan Soto to this lineup just gets deeper, and Anthony Rizzo in the four hole is just an example of that. Batting fifth, you could go a couple different ways. You could go Giancarlo Stanton. You could go Gleyber Torres. I'm going to pick Giancarlo Stanton to bat fifth for the New York Yankees. I think that's a good spot for him in the power department. Get some guys on base. Judge gets on base. Rizzo gets on base. Stanton can drive those guys in. You could also go Gleyber Torres there as well. Fifth, five spot in the order is a great spot for RBI production. We saw Torres last year, had a very good season. The RBI totals were up there. So you could definitely go that area as well. My personal opinion, I would pick Giancarlo Stanton, but they're definitely interchangeable for sure.
Yeah, I think to start the season, it's going to be Stanton, and that's all dependent on how he plays. This is also kind of a make or break year for Stanton. If he's not producing, then yeah, he's going to fall in that lineup. And then eventually, if he still is not producing, he's probably going to leave the lineup. So, but I think to start, he's going to be five. I mean, he has the name, and he's been a Yankee for a while. This guy's not going to be bat or six hitter on opening day. Our six hitter is going to be Gleyber Torres, though, I think most likely. And the fact that Torres is going to be in our sixth hole makes the lineup feel really deep and really strong. I mean, Torres was arguably one of our most consistent hitters last year. And in general, I mean, this guy is a good hitter. I mean, he's one of the best hitting second basemen out there. And he's going to be in the sixth spot probably on opening day. That that's pretty good. And 1 to 6 right there. And even I'd go to the 7 to the next guy. But I mean, it's a deep lineup, and I think Torres only helps that.
Yeah, absolutely. And contract year for Gleyber Torres. Going to see some big things for sure. I'm definitely hoping for some big things out of Gleyber Torres. After 6, though, Christian, it's going to be Alex Verdugo, and I'm really excited about Alex Verdugo. You look at the numbers from past season, the double total extra base hits. He's been high up there on the list in the American League. Bringing that to the Yankees lineup from the left side of the plate, could definitely use that short porch. Could definitely see those home run totals go up for Alex Verdugo. And don't sleep on Alex Verdugo. I mean, this guy was a household name up there in Boston, and he's going to, be batting low in the order for the Yankees, and definitely could be a potent threat at the bottom of the order.
Yeah, and then 8 and 9. So we have our catcher and then our speedy shortstop. We think it's going to be the catcher 9, so Wells or Trevino. You could also argue maybe you flip them because then you'd have back-to-back lefties with Wells and Verdugo. But I think it makes the most sense to have the catchers in the 8 spot and then some speed at 9. Austin Wells, me and Ryan have talked about it. We think he is primal for a big, big season. And Jose Trevino, he has a whole new batting stance, but this guy's gonna find his way in the lineup. He's a probably one of the best defensive catchers in baseball. Not expecting much with the bat, but I think what's different maybe from this year than in past years, catcher is probably the only position that we are not expecting production out of offensively. I mean, I just look at the last year's lineup. I mean, you count off left field, possibly third base with running Donaldson back out there. You all said catcher. Volpe was in his first year. So, it's a little bit different this year. And I think that's why I'm kind of excited. And rounding out the lineup, we have Anthony Volpe. We'll see what he gives in his second year season with the team. I think this guy's going to make some leaps, but ultimately he's going to do a lot better in the 9 hole than hitting leadoff or hitting in a spot where fans were relying on him to produce. So I think this is going to be a huge growth season for him. And if he figures it out, I mean, this lineup's going to be unstoppable from top to bottom.